Hey y'all, I'm Karen Mayer Cunningham, the special education boss. If you've ever felt confused, overwhelmed, or just plain frustrated at the 504 IEP table, you are in the right place. Every week, I'm breaking down the rules, the rights, and the realities of special education so you can walk into meetings informed, empowered, and ready to make real change. And whether you're a parent, a teacher, an advocate, a school-based member, or somebody who's just trying to do right by a student, this podcast gives you straight talk, real answers, and tools that you can use immediately. I'm not here to play politics. I'm not here to play sides. I'm here to train people who sit at the table and teach you how to follow the law, ask the right questions, and protect the rights of students. So go ahead and hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change. We're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. Hello. How is everybody? Good, good, good? Good, good, good. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, one moment. What services should a child who is blind receive?
So they should receive services based on their unique circumstances. So it's important that we have the right vision assessments, that we have a low vision clinic. If we're identifying a child that may be in need of Braille, any of those components, it's very important that you have somebody that knows how to do those assessments, understands working with the other evaluators to make sure that their education is appropriate.
Okay. How can I join the academy?
Yeah, how can they join the academy?
So what you're going to do is you're going to go to www.specialeducationacademy.com. You'll have access to all 300 previous hours of training we have, plus you get to chit-chat with Karen and train with her. With that, you do get access to our How to Get Your Child Tested for Special or Evaluated for Special Education. That's one of our paid courses that is included in the academy. That's how you do that. If you need a visual representation of everything I just said, just go to Karen's TikTok page, and it is a pinned video at the top of her page so that you can follow those step by step.
All right. Can a school recommend a placement based on what they think a student will handle the next year, not on data?
I mean, I think that I assume that their thinking is based on data. We make decisions, and we think what would be best outcomes after we've read the data. The great thing about the data is it's linear. Data doesn't move. Sometimes you need to be able to be in a meeting and really defend the data. Sort of like you see attorneys in before a judge, they're defending law, they're debating it. And, data is, somebody said data is a bad word in their district. Data is the only thing we make decisions on in special ed. If we're making decisions on anything else, that is bias-based.
All right, here's a good question. Why don't schools have retaliation policies for students and parents?
Retaliation policies for students, meaning the student retaliated against you? Is that what you mean?
No, meaning how come there's no policy about districts? I'm supposed by a parent, so...
it is. It's called...
Not doing that.
Oh, they do. It's a federal policy called the U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights. You cannot be retaliated if you are at a school as a student, or if you're a parent of a child with a disability, or you're invoking your rights.
Is it legal to remove a child and their offer of fate for speech to make it up in another content area?
You can't make up speech in any other content area other than speech. I had somebody the other day said she was going to do push-in counseling as related service. She's just going to bust into the 7th grade history class and counsel him right there. I was like, it's going to be what's the word I'm looking for? No.
Can a child who has an IEP for ADHD and learning goals, but all of their classes are in regular education classrooms and has all A's, can they be excluded from the National Honor Society because they have an IEP?
National Honor Society has nothing to do with an IEP or not having an IEP. But there are certain criteria for a National Honor Society that you have to meet, whether you have a disability or not.
The child has ADHD and only goes to school half days and only 4 days of the week. And they're still complaining that his behavior, when his doctor noted a full day would be beneficial for his development. I'm interested to hear your opinion on it.
I mean, my kids are going to go to school all day. I'm not going to have them not go to school. I don't know why people agree to partial days. If you agree that a child can only go to said school for half of a day, we need to look at another school unless it's a medical need. So I would ask for out-of-district placement at the expense of the district.
My child had an IEP for a year. Determined she is quote-unquote progressing, asked for a reeval. The test showed the same weakness and identified more. In the meeting, they disqualified her from the IEP. I refused to sign it. I got a call less than 24 hours later that she had been disqualified, and I wasn't given a draft copy upon request. What do I do?
So, if you disagree at a meeting, the school has to offer you a 10-day reconvene. So, it's not a one and done. I don't know why they were in special ed and then you retested after a year. I don't know that I would have been on board with that. I don't know how you have more areas of need and you're not eligible for an IEP. But certainly I think your procedural rights have been violated by not being offered a reconvene.
Does a child need an academic goal if their only qualifying condition is emotional disturbance and they're in a behavioral classroom?
If you're in a self-contained classroom, you are required to have academic goals because you're not being exposed to general ed state standards.
All right, SLP here. My school is holding 5th grade mid-school transition PPTs without any related service providers present. Is that okay?
Oh, I mean, it's not good business, right? You would want the persons that work with the student with a disability at the table. So can they do it? I mean, it's sloppy if you ask me. If I was a parent or representing one of those parents, it wouldn't be happening at my meetings.
All right, how common is it for a district to bring an attorney when a parent brings an advocate?
It depends on which advocate you're bringing. So, I find that attorneys are involved if you're already in litigation, if you have a federal complaint, a state complaint, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. You can bring the entire Dallas Cowboys. It really doesn't bother me. It bothers me when you bring an attorney who is just a lunatic and a yeller. That we ain't gonna have. But it shouldn't bother you whether an attorney comes there or not. Just like the parent brings an advocate, an attorney is helping the district, I hope, make good, sound legal decisions for the child with a disability. Is that always the case? Unfortunately, it's not always our experience.
All right. Can a student be excluded from an advanced content class because they have an IEP?
So they can't be excluded from an advanced content class. However, there are no obligations should your child be in an advanced class for in-class support from a second teacher. And myself and my partners really go round and round with our clients because our clients will have kiddos that have high intellect, or even some of them are gifted. And the statement from the parents is he has the ability. And so it's not a question of aptitude. It's a question of the impact of their whole disability, and can they do that for 180 days with their other 6 classes? And if the answer to that is yes, then let's do it. But an IEP, if you choose to take advanced classes, that is above state standards. And so there is no requirement in any state for them to provide a second person in those classes.
When is the next 2-day training?
That's a very good question.
All the links to register are going to be posted across all of Karen's social medias, and you can always check it out at the same thing, www.specialeducationacademy.com, on the training tab.
How does a student who is nonverbal receive an AEC, VOCD, and services?
So you're first going to want an evaluation for a formal evaluation in assistive technology. We call it so many things: AAC, SGD, VOCD. The standard language now is SGD, Student Generated Device, Voice Output Communicated Device. And then after you've had that formal evaluation that includes the set framework, and different devices are trialed appropriately, then we'll look at what is the best fit for that student to have augmentative alternative communication.
My child's self-contained classroom didn't have a class party where parents could attend like the rest of the school. Is that discrimination? They sent a letter saying they were having a small private party.
I mean, I don't think that it's discrimination based upon sometimes the students in those settings have profound needs, and there's not a way to measure whether or not on a set day that those needs won't be exacerbated. Often those students thrive on a schedule, and with no bad intent, just adults coming into their classroom might spiral some of those students. And so some of the families that I serve, that is something that occurs with their child's classroom. But it's really about what's best for the classroom.
Okay. Can a parent request a copy of an evaluation due to their own disability before a meeting?
So I wouldn't go into a meeting without an evaluation, because I don't want somebody to read to me. I want to be able to digest the information on my own. And so we certainly want a copy of any paperwork that we're going to review prior, so we can make add our input and have meaningful participation. All right, I love you guys. If you need something, let us know. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. Hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change, we're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody.